and everything, and then kind of go through it from there. Little catch up, little talking about your history in digital media, which spans longer than like my history as an adult, basically.
Yeah. God. Oh man, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
I know you guys will do it. I want to be able to use, if I can, I want to be able to use the StreamYard for Dragon Con.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. That would have to say, but this is on loan from In Addition, and thanks to the StreamYard this year.
How were we while we're waiting for folks to trickle in here? Did you ever kind of figure out what we want to do about that second room for streaming?
I've asked for internet. I just have to see if internet shows up.
Okay.
We might depending on the bandwidth and stuff that we get, we might be able to run the cable under the door. I don't know, man. I don't know. It just takes a computer. That's just one of those things we have to figure out on site, basically.
Yeah. Cool. And then we can get everything set up then, like on Twitch or whatever for Thursday. Because that's when we get in. We'll be driving in.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, Thursday. Wait, you said driving in?
Yeah.
Dude, that's like a 10-hour road trip.
It is 16.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Oh shit! I was supposed to teach Steph how to drive stick yesterday, and instead I played video games all day. Oh, we got Swan. We got Scott in the chat here. Good morning, y'all.
Groove is for me.
Groove is for life. Says Charles sounding gravelly. We got Kruggles. All right. Groove is life. Groove is also death.
All the caps. Mm-hmm.
All right, Charles. I think we're going to kick this off here, bud. I think as folks start to pour in, they will figure out what we are doing here, because we are doing the same thing we always do every other week. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Dragon Con Digital Media Track Creator Spotlight, a bi-weekly feature on the Digital Media Track Twitch channel here. We're so excited to have you here as we build up hype for Dragon Con 2021 in person and virtually. Charles, how many days left do we have?
14? No.
Not even, right? It's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days.
Today, was I supposed to be there today? I don't know.
We got 11 days until Dragon Con 2021. We'll be doing both in-person and virtual events. We know the powers that be have made every effort that they can to make sure we have a safe, fun, positive event as always. And we cannot wait to celebrate along with y'all. Charles, first off, what an insane 2 years in Dragon Con and Digital Media Track. Thank you for being alive still after the past 2 years of constant changes and adaptation and like still killing it that the Digital Media Track has done. How are you?
Alive? Actually, so this is before we get into everything. How's my sound? Can I adjust the gravel on my effects board to see? I
was gonna say if you could make yourself more rock and roll, just turn that dial up.
Yeah. So yesterday, Tony P. Henderson and I were at Southern Fried Gaming Expo, and we did the last show of the night, which happened to be the first time ever that we've done the adult version of Super Fantastic. It's usually Super Fantastic family friendly or family fun time game show, and this time it's a Super Fantastic adult fun time game show, and it was an hour and a half instead of an hour, and I won. just the spoilers. I was the first time in 5 years, and I kind of ripped my shirt off around our room screaming at the top of my lungs. Just did the 7 to a Slim Jim on top of Tony, and it was the moment. And then I got in bed like 2:00 last night, and then Mike's like, "Let's go!" I'm like, "Oh mother, why did I make that my alarm setting?" Just Mike yelling, "Let's go!" to wake me up. So there we are. Now this year, I'll tell you the biggest difference this year has been in past years. I get up to the closing date, which for me is July. It's not quite the last day of July. It's like July 28th, July 29th, somewhere in there. And and then it's like, and by that I mean I can get in and manage everything until that day. And once that day comes, it's locked out, and I have to go through Regina Kirby, who's the programming director at DragonCon. And every other year is like I get 30 days just to breathe, just to kind of hype up Discord a little bit, right? And talk to Scott more, start. That's where Scott and I take an 11-month break from each other, basically, and like come in August, we'll touch base. Don't get me wrong. I mean, actually, this year, projects on the side together. But it's like everybody who volunteers, we take that 10-month break and then touch base, and then August it starts ramping up. We talk a little bit more. This year, it's been every day checking my email twice a day. Who's dropped out? Who's asking for what? What's changing? And it's not really stressful because once you get punched in the face so many times, it's like, oh, that again. All right, I now know how Rocky feels. It's all right, cool. But it's been good. The schedule I have on Discord, the timing has not changed, but some of the panels have disappeared because we've lost some people pulling out of the con.
Yeah, and then also some of the enhanced cleaning and stuff like that. I know that shifted around a little bit. And so folks who are trying to plan their stuff out, the app is updated now. And so
it dropped yesterday.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. I think Charles, please correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think people can start planning out their weekend using the app there.
I would not hold my breath, baby. This is that year, man. It's nothing on DragonCon. That's what I want everybody to step back and breathe. I mean, we actually had somebody nice. They weren't mean or anything. They were nice, but they came to the digital media Facebook page and it's like, hey, the app's not even out yet. And Scott, I think Scott, somebody else jumped in and handled it and said, no, this is scheduled, blah, blah, blah. The app doesn't usually drop till like 4 days before the con. It's like the weekend before the con.
Right.
And the con starts Tuesday. So it's like 3 to 4 days. This is 2 weeks out. In a post-COVID year, that's still kind of a COVID year. So what are you looking? But yeah, you can definitely get in there and just understand. We've always kind of said subject to change. No, this year,
yeah, that subject is like bold this year.
No, whatever is like, yeah, go ahead, and then sure, knock yourself out.
And for folks who missed it, I am talking live here this morning with Charles McFall, the director of the DragonCon digital media track, the producer, the brain genius behind, and the creative soul of finding the stories. And the loud one of the con mods.
Yeah. Yes. We're like reverse Laurel and Hardy is I'm Laurel, but loud. And he's definitely Hardy because he's stoic. He actually takes this. If you haven't seen my game show, shame on you, Mike, because I've done it at DragonCon and you were there. So, you should have been there. But also he takes this almost parent role. And I take this almost child, let me mess up everything I can in this game role. And it's fun. But yeah, I am the loud. It was so loud. I got so loud last night. I'm not kidding. We always say it's not, people don't believe it. It's like it's a bit. No, it's not a bit. Since we've been doing this game about 5 years now, 4 or 5 years, and it's randomized. I mean, it's there's not like I can be either of us can be skillful and lead our teams and win. He has won every single time, multiple state, multiple years, every single time, and took it home last night. It was great.
That's right. Congratulations, Charles. I feel like there should have been a medal ceremony. I feel like you should be wearing a.
And congratulated me. It was amazing. I love my buddy Jimmy over there. It was great. Disney gave me a pass. You know, they want me to come do the celebrity lines at Disney.
Now that you're winning, yeah. It's about time, man. I'm glad you finally got that invite. I'll see you there. No, but like, I'm just really glad to have you on the show because what we've been doing is kind of talking about people's history in digital media. And other than I think Bobby and Rob, you probably have the most out of most of the people that I know.
Yeah, they cheat though. You know, we were doing this thing. Was it Stream 365 or something?
You know, internet radio. Before it was.
Like, you couldn't download it, man. You can't download it. Yeah, but you know what they can't say? They can't say they know Adam Curry. I know Adam Curry.
I don't know who that is, so that's pretty sweet. Who's Adam Curry?
All right. This is where I get mad at the youngins for not knowing your history if you're going to be in the professional in this field. Number one, in the 1980s, there's this tiny little startup called MTV, and they played this new thing called music videos.
I've heard of that.
VJs on there. So he
Okay.
was the Headbangers Ball host. He was a long-haired rebel guy, and he did all the stuff. Him and Dave, can't think Dave's last name. Basically, the birth of podcasting was Adam Curry wanting to do his own radio stuff without having any controls because he didn't play the rebel guy. He really hated the man, but he made his money how he could. He wanted to use his voice. He's not the greatest guy ever. You know, we mix up first with, you know, great. And I like Adam Curry, don't get me wrong, but he never intended to start what came. He just wanted a way to, you know, say, can I cuss on this? Good. Fuck you, man. I want to send stuff to Dave Weiner. Thank you, Steph. She's got the Google foo. I don't believe for a moment she knew that, but you know, good on you for Googling it. And so shut up, Swan.
Yeah, we got people in chat saying, I don't think I was born yet. Tell me more stories, Papa Charles.
In the 2000s, so that was in the 80s. So he had a career, right? And he did some radio stuff. But as it is with most industries, you work for somebody. You can't control your own media and own talent and voice and all that. So he wanted a way just to talk to the people.
Sure.
And he always felt like that could happen. And Dave Weiner had come up with this encapsulation thing that we know as RSS, essentially. And I'm glossing over it because there are some specifics that I usually get wrong that people like to really correct me. Like, no, I know the general history. All right, fuck off. So essentially, the two of them came together, and Adam made a radio show in his house and made an MP3 because and put it out. And they didn't call it anything. It was just you could go and download this MP3. Apple iPod launched. It's in 2004. So Apple iPod launched either just before that or just after it. But because that's where you could, the most popular way to listen to MP3s was the iPod. It got called podcasting. And Apple, you know, let it go for years and years. And then finally, I mean, everybody, of course, came out with their own players. You could listen to them, blah, blah, blah. And that was it. That was how all this started. And I followed all that and listened to his daily download and all that stuff. And of course, being a radio host and a VJ and a celebrity, everybody gravitated to the show because it's professional. I mean, you and I, we're probably, I'll speak for myself, but we're probably sitting at a computer with just a soundboard and a nice microphone and doing it. No, he had the full radio set up in his house. I mean, he just built without the broadcast stuff, but all the boxes and stuff to make your voice sound like you're on radio. So of course it sounded the best. And years and years later after that, I had shut down I was in my first network that I was building. I was just building this network up, trying to create this career, and somehow got noticed by guys that worked with Adam, and they were trying to build a network. So they brought me on and actually worked for him for a year and a half doing A&R, recruiting talent and helping build out shows. And that didn't work because the community wanted it, but Adam didn't care. He just wanted to do his show. But he did help create ways to, or inspire ways to get paid. He said value for value was his phrase. You know, if you like what I send in money. So that's in a very, very, the biggest nut in the world nutshell of who Adam Curry is. But we call him the Podfather. He helped create what we all do today.
Oh, sure. So you meant like the Marconi of podcasting.
I'm not falling for your tricks, Bartlett's.
I'm just saying, you are older than me.
Yes. I mean, that's a given. I mean, look at the wisdom in my beard. I mean, come on.
That's right.
Tony made it.
Yes. Looks like the whole Con Mod crew here is awake this morning. So that's a good sign.
No, he's a little slower and later than me because, you know, it's tough after being dunked on so hard publicly and just being crushed, you know, in front of his fans. He had to sleep it off this morning, rather. He had to sleep. He was all right. It's all right, though.
I get it. You know, tough loss is hard to get up from, you know, but I'm glad that he did it. And I'm glad to see the two of you in person coming up in 11 days. 11 days, Charles.
Yeah, we did an episode about this, didn't we, Mike? Or was it on Breaking the Panel? No, it was with you because you were like, "How do you wait, man?" Because it was ADD, and that doesn't register. That's why I didn't know what the days were. It didn't register to me. It's every day I got to do something, and so I have work calendar. I mean, it's all one calendar, but it's like, what am I doing in life? So I just did Southern Friday. Okay, we keep promoting Dragon Con's in 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I'm doing so much stuff till it comes up to the Wednesday before, right? Like that Wednesday where I got to go pick up my buddy Hugh at the airport. And that's when that Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm like, oh shit, Dragon Con's here.
Now it's real, yeah.
So, you know, Wednesday night, that's when I'm like, all right, now I'm ready. Because I'd rather get in Wednesday and set up, but that's not how the con works. So
sure. Do you have a favorite Dragon Con memory, kind of all time, for yourself? Or is it every year something happens and like that's the thing that you're pulling from?
I'm sorry, I was distracted by the trash talk from the Macho Man Randy Savage loser in the chat room. That's like, oh no, he's asterisking my win. So, favorite memory. You know what? I will tell you, oddly enough, the first year I ever went to DragonCon. Well, okay, fun fact, not unfun fact, because that was a great episode, but a fun fact, I have literally never paid to go to DragonCon. Not one time. Not even the volunteer fee. It got paid for me. It's just the way my life works. It flowed. So the first year I went, New Media Expo paid for me to go, so I could essentially research what was going on with this con, and because I thought it was blah blah blah, and have a meeting with them and bring back my observations. I did some interviews for them and that kind of thing. And but that's not the favorite memory. That first year, as with all your first years, right? You're like, holy crap! I didn't know anybody. I met new people. Like, okay, I don't walk in at the bottom. It's just not my life. I don't know how to not say it any other way. Is I know people. It's just because you make friends and connect. The first panel you walk into is the launch panel, and there's Brian Ibbett up on the stage, and everyone's like, oh, cover with Brian Ibbett. I was like, that's just Brian, man. I've known Brian forever. And then Brian Brushwood was up there. A couple other people I knew, and no, yeah, this is nothing I'm about. Thank you, whoever's running digital media. Yeah, no, it's facts are facts. Facts don't have feelings. You have feelings.
Oh boy,
sure. That's what's going on here.
Will you finish your story?
So, it was blah 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 blah. But so I'm like, I'm following this podcast. Shut up! I'll do what I want. It's my track. It's my I'm following the podcast stuff, and I'm walking around. That's when I learned. This is the Con of Lines. It's like, oh, Fraggle Rock's here, and it was the original puppeteers for Red and Gobo. And I'm like, oh. In my world at that time, nobody really knew Fraggle Rock is. I'm like, oh, cool. I'll just go. I'll go. Nobody's going to go to that panel. I'm going to go check. I walk up and like, no, you can't go in. I'm like, what? I'm only like a minute late. I'm sure they barely. I said, no, it's not about that. The room's full. I'm like, What? What do you mean the room's full? So as I'm walking back dejected from that, because there was no getting into that room. Best cosplay I've ever seen. That year was some of the best cosplay across the board I'd ever seen. Probably because I'd never seen a lot of cosplay, and it was good. But probably because they had Barf from Spaceballs, but the best one I've still got on my Instagram somewhere. It's a full size, I mean, head to toe, decked out Alf sitting on the sidewalk in front of the con, holding a cardboard sign. Will work for cats. I love this place. This is the best place ever.
That feeling, like your first Dragon Con, when you walk in and you see just the sea of different characters and the quality of that cosplay and the way some of the cosplayers like interact with each other in character from these completely different universes is just so cool, and so like it's such a lasting memory. I feel that.
There's always a Deadpool conga line, and I can't say that Dragon Con invented that. I'd like to believe they did, but I've seen it in other places that's just not as good. But I mean, they will hit 50, 60 Deadpools and hit every hotel. I mean, it takes like an hour and a half for them to do their thing. It's crazy. The other favorite moment was every once in a while, even I will doubt myself. You know, I know you guys on in addition referenced this in
imposter syndrome.
Thank you. I almost said inferiority syndrome, but that's just your life. Imposter syndrome. Right. No, Mike's the best. Mike, it really is, and as is Swan and Krugels and the other dude that's on there. I forget his name.
King of the losers.
There you go. Yeah. The imposter syndrome, but I was shadow directing this one year, and that meant basically the guy who was doing it, he had done a great job. He'd held it together, but he had done one of those places. This is also kind of my life. It's how I have my job today. Somebody goes, "Oh, this thing needs to survive." I'm not the person who wants to do it, or I can do it, but I don't want to do it. I'm not the right person for it, but I'm going to hold it together until the right person comes along. Brian Dunaway was doing that, and he did it for a couple of years with Nicole Spagnola. And Spagnola. I don't think she's like Krugels. Anyway, Spag. We always called her Spag. That's why I never know that was her last name. Anyway, and they did a great job. And he had asked me if I wanted to take over and this and that and the other. And so I don't know. Let me see. So I call it shadow directing because he was the listed director, but I did all the work. And we had just signed Botched to the Giant Size Team Up Network a couple months before that. And I didn't really know him that well. I was like, all right, boys, this is what you got to do. We're going to put you on at 10 o'clock at this time. I want you to do a live show. And they're like freaking out. So if you've ever met the Botched Boys, they're amazing comedians. They're amazing entertainers. And they are the most hyperventilating. You think
most
they're
neurotic.
Right? I mean, I went behind the second year. The first year's a good memory, but the second year I went backstage right before they went on. And they were literally puking in trash cans. I'm like, did y'all drink too much? Do I need to get? It's like, no, we're just nervous. We haven't drank anything. It's like, oh, that's your problem, dummy. Drunk and botched. So I brought them in, and they were a total unknown property. And Brian was like, these guys, you know. And it was the first year we were in the basement, and it was all these changes. And I was late because I was trying to grow my brand across track. So I was doing a panel where we're judging people on like the superheroes track or something. I forget where the hell we were. I was on some other track, and it went long. I was like, okay, I got to go. I got a panel I really need to go watch. I brought my son, Oakland, who was 12 or 13 at the time, and I trusted him with people, and I knew the guys enough. Like, okay, always be with somebody from the network. That's my only rule. You can't be alone at DragonCon, but as long as you're somebody with the network. So he had ended up with Dennis, and so they're like, well, come to the show, which is a 21 and over show. And my 14-year-old apparently announced for them, hyped them up, literally dropped the mic, which I hate. And they come into this whole thing, the crowd standing room only. I come in about halfway through the show, sneak in the back, and they stopped the show to fucking call me out for coming in late. And this and that. And of course, they all made a joke about, yeah, I know. Groove was like, do not drop the mic. I know, I'm the same way. Because Tristan led that charge. Like, he's our boss, because I signed him to the network. He's our boss.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck you for coming in late. I'm like, God damn, just do your show. The whole thing, I mean, it killed. And I remember coming in, I'm like flying down the escalator because I'm late, and Dunaway standing outside the room. He's like, oh man, it's the first ever standing room only panel at Dragon for the what was the podcasting track then. I mean, it was literally standing room. They were turning people away, standing room only, and you could hear the cheers from upstairs just coming out of the room. And he's like, awesome. You did a great job on this. And then at the end, Phil motherfucking Keating, drunk as shit, is kissing everybody. That's not the favorite part. The favorite part was like, no, that's what I knew. It was like, nope, yeah, I'll be the director. I can do this. This is for me, man. I like it.
That's
just
awesome.
Don't kiss me again, Phil. I hate you.
You think Phil's up this early? Either he's working,
yeah,
or
exactly.
he's sleeping something off. Like, those are the two options.
Yeah. You know, I mean, if Anthony wants to kiss me this year, he can't. Oh, that's right.
No.
That's
Thanks,
right.
COVID.
Yeah, COVID. Yeah.
I mean, he would have been there otherwise, but having kids, I'm not gonna begrudge a person for making the choices for their family.
See, why you gotta make it real? We could have done this bit. I thought bit was life for you, Mike. That's your other handle on Twitter. Is Shoot Your Ex Skeleton and Bits for Life. Yeah. Come on, dude.
Yeah. The track official stuff, I want to make sure that everybody knows kind of whoever's watching this, if you're going to be live, if you're going to be virtual this year. To me, I'm just happy to have you here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's really all there is to it. It's like in this space, I'm not going to give Anthony a hard time for making that tough choice. Wednesday nights on In Addition, I'm going to bust his balls for it.
Yeah. I do like, as the years have grown, behind the scenes, people are contacting me more, and just affirmations are always good. I don't like ass kissing. You never like that person's like, oh, you're the craziest. So, no, I'm not. I mean, I make bad calls and things all the time, and stuff happens and whatever. Just do the best I can. But but this year we had a moment where rumors were starting to fly about cancellations. Because everybody's dropping out. I mean, people are. We are.
Yeah.
We have, I want to say, 0 higher level celebrities this year. We have our stronghold.
I mean,
we have good people.
I was gonna say, like, the number of Battlestar folks that are coming, like, have me amped still. Like,
all right, no.
Yeah.
Not on digital media track. I'm sorry, we have 0 high level. Sorry, I misspoke. I mean, I think I can almost legitimately say I'm the biggest celebrity on the track. And that's not saying a lot, Mike. So that's where but we have great content. And that's how we always programmed it. It was never about, the names bringing people in. It's like, no, we have the content, and I want names who make content to come work with the other names and other people. And that's some of our best people, and Anthony, I've had to pull out for reasons. And so I got in and I made that statement.